Stop spending money on subscriptions and expensive apps, because in this video, I'm going to show you how to plan professional drone waypoint missions from your Windows or Mac computer using Litchi Hub. No paywalls, no complicated software, just a powerful, free workflow that lets you build, preview, and perfect your flights before you even take off. If you want faster missions, better results, and a serious edge in drone mapping or cinematic work, you're in the right place. Let's get started. Open your preferred internet browser and navigate to hub.flylitchi.com. Litchi Hub is a browser-based mission planner. So what does that actually mean? Basically, you can plan all your drone missions on your computer at home or office before heading out to the site. You can create waypoint missions, design full mapping flights, plan cinematic paths, and even simulate the entire flight before takeoff. That's the key part. You're not guessing in the field anymore. Everything is already planned. Now, once you're done building your mission, you simply sync it to your controller. And from there, you can fly it using the Litchi mobile app, the DJI Fly app, or even DJI Pilot 2 depending on your setup. So you're basically doing all the hard work here, comfortably, and when you get on site, all you have to do is launch and go. That's what makes this workflow so powerful. All right, let's get started. Now that we're inside Litchi Hub, the first thing you want to do is create your account. Go to the top right corner and click on Login. If you already have an account, just go ahead and log in. If you don't have one yet, click on Create Your Account and follow the prompts. Once you've created your account, go ahead and check your email and verify your account so everything is ready to go. Now, as you can see on the top right corner, I am already logged into my account. Next, click on the menu icon on the top left corner. From here, you can configure your language and your units. For example, since I'm in the US, I'm going to set mine to Imperial. Once you're done, just click anywhere outside the menu to collapse it and return to the main window. On the top right corner, you're going to find several icons that help you navigate while placing your mapping grid or your waypoints. Let's go over them so you understand what each one does. The first icon, which looks like an eye, is your map view settings. This is where you can add an overlay, like another map or a previous mission, and place it on top of your current map. You also have access to Google Earth settings and different camera view options from here. Next, you have the map layer options. This is where you can switch between different views like hybrid, terrain, street view, or satellite view, depending on what works best for your mission planning. All of those layers are considered two-dimensional views. Next, you have the 3D view. This is especially useful when you're working in areas with tall buildings or structures, because it allows you to better understand your height relative to those objects. So if you're mapping in a dense urban area, this helps you see how close you are to buildings and plan your mission more safely. Next, you have my favorite feature, the Google Earth view. This one is extremely powerful because it shows you real 3D buildings and terrain. So right away, you can start identifying obstacles like trees, towers, cranes, power lines, rooftops, everything that could affect your flight. It also helps you understand height relationships, which is critical when you're planning safe orbit altitudes. On top of that, you get elevation awareness. You can see terrain slope, which directly affects your AGL consistency when you're doing mapping missions. You also get much better satellite detail, so you can spot things like access points, staging areas, or potential hazards before you even get on site. And this is where you decide your safe altitude buffer. For example, flying 10 to 20 feet above the highest structure in the area to stay safe. Let's switch back to the 2D view. Next, you have the full screen icon. Click it once to go into full screen and click it again to exit. Right next to that, you have the search tool. This is where you can search for any location you want to map by typing in an address or even latitude and longitude coordinates. Now focus your attention on the bottom left corner where you'll see a folder icon. This is where you'll find all of your flight mission history. Right now, it's empty because we haven't created any missions yet. So let's go ahead and create our first waypoint mission. To do that, click on the plus icon. Here you'll see several options. You can create a new mission, create a new folder, import a KMZ or KML file, or even import missions from DJI Fly, DJI Pilot, or Skyrover. But for this tutorial, we're going to focus on creating a new mission. So go ahead and click on New Flight. This is where you decide what type of mission you want to create. You can either choose a waypoint mission or a mapping mission, depending on the type of flight you're planning. I'm going to set up a waypoint mission, so I'll select waypoint. Then I'll go ahead and give my mission a name. Then select the drone model you'll be using for this mission. As you can see, Litchi Hub supports a wide range of DJI drones. For this tutorial, we're going to focus on the Mini 5 Pro. Next, you'll see an option that says Flying with DJI Fly. What this means is that once your mission is ready, Litchi Hub will sync it directly to the DJI Fly app on your controller, so you can go out and fly it. If you're using a different drone, you may see a different app option here, like DJI Pilot or other supported apps, depending on your setup. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you get notified whenever I post new videos. If you'd like to support the channel and help it grow, click the 3 dots, select Thanks, and choose your contribution. Any amount, no matter how small, is truly appreciated. And don't forget to hit the like button. It truly helps the channel grow. Next, simply click Create. Now you can start dropping waypoints directly on the map to build your mission. This is where you can get creative, whether you're designing cinematic movements or planning out any custom flight path that comes to mind. Simply click anywhere on the map with your left mouse button to start placing your waypoints. As you can see, I'm just dropping waypoints around this lake until I complete the full path where I want them to be. And if needed, you can always click and drag any waypoint to reposition it and fine-tune your flight path. You don't need to rush this process. Just take your time. Adjust anything that needs to be adjusted, and make sure all of your waypoints look good. Move them around if you need to, fine-tune the path, and keep working on it until you create something that looks good and that you're happy with. As you can see, I've created 22 waypoints. Now, if you right-click on any waypoint, you'll see additional options. You can insert a waypoint before or after, delete the waypoint, or simply close the menu if you don't need to make any changes. Now that I'm happy with my waypoints, let's click on the flight settings icon in the bottom left corner of the screen. This will bring up all the necessary settings we need to adjust for this mission. As you can see, Litchi Hub can automatically estimate your mission details. It can calculate things like your flight duration, total distance, area coverage, and even the number of photos, depending on the type of mission you're running. Since I'm working on a waypoint mission, it's mainly showing me the estimated duration and distance right here at the top. Next, you can see that we're flying with the DJI Mini 5 Pro. To the right, you can see the export icon. This is what we will be using later to transfer this mission to the controller once everything is ready. The DJI Fly icon indicates that we will be flying the mission with the DJI Fly app. Below that, you have the signal lost behavior. Set this to abort for safety. Then you have the altitude mode. I typically leave this set to above takeoff. There is also an above ground option, which uses elevation data, but I don't always rely on how accurate that is, so I stick with above takeoff. Now for the cruising altitude. This is how high your drone will be flying the mission, so I am going to set it at 120 feet. That should clear most trees in this area. But if you want to be safe, you can always add an extra buffer, maybe another 10 feet, especially since tree heights and branches can sometimes be misleading. It's always better to stay on the safe side and fly a little higher. Next, we have the cruising speed. Since I'm not taking photos for this mission and I'm only recording video, I'm going to set my speed to around 10 miles per hour. Now, if you're doing mapping or photogrammetry, I recommend slowing it down to about 6 miles per hour, especially on something like the Mini 5 Pro, so you can get better image overlap. Also keep in mind, when you create a mapping mission, Litchi will actually recommend a speed for you, based on your settings. For this mission, I want my path mode to be smooth curves so the movement looks more cinematic. The other option you have is straight, which creates sharper turns between waypoints. Next, we have the heading mode. I don't want to use follow path here because I want the drone to keep looking at the center of the lake while it's flying around. Now, if you were doing a mapping mission, then yes, you would leave it on follow path. But for this type of shot, I'm going to create a point of interest. To do that, click on the Add Component icon. Then select Point of Interest and place it near the center of the lake. This way, all of your waypoints will face that central point, keeping the subject framed consistently throughout the flight. Now select your point of interest so you can adjust its settings in the left panel. Here, you can set the height of the point of interest. I usually recommend setting it to around 1 foot, or even 0 feet, if you want the drone to look downward toward an object or surface. You can always adjust this depending on what your subject is and the type of shot you're trying to achieve. You can also place multiple points of interest and have different waypoints focus on different targets. This gives you more flexibility to create dynamic shots and more complex cinematic movements. Now that I'm happy with my point of interest, I'll go back to the flight settings. Under heading mode, I can now select point of interest. And just like that, all of the waypoints will now automatically face that point. You can actually see it reflected on the map. Each waypoint is now oriented toward the center, giving you a clean, consistent shot. Next, we also need to change the gimbal pitch mode to point of interest. This will ensure the camera tilt automatically adjusts to keep the subject in frame while the drone is flying. Lastly, leave return to home at its default setting. Next, I'm going to click on the Waypoint tab at the top and step through each waypoint. By clicking Next, I can preview each point and confirm that the camera is properly looking at the point of interest. This basically simulates the drone flying around the lake, so you can verify everything looks correct before flying. I can also click on the Google Earth icon and use the controls in the bottom right corner to inspect the mission. From here, I can check the height of each waypoint, zoom in close, and make sure the drone will clear trees and obstacles safely. This is honestly one of the best features available because it gives you so much visibility and control before you even fly. Also, while you're in Google Earth mode, you can click the little drone icon on the top right corner. This will start a flight simulation, allowing you to preview exactly what the drone will do at each waypoint. It's a powerful feature because you can visually verify your mission, check your framing, altitude, and obstacle clearance. Once you're done reviewing the simulation, just click the X to exit the drone preview. You can even adjust waypoints directly in Google Earth mode to fine-tune your mission and increase your confidence in a successful flight. Take some time to explore these controls and view your scene from different angles. It makes a huge difference when planning your mission properly. Next, select 2D view because we need to select all the waypoints so we can add an action. To do that, click on the multi-select icon and select all of your waypoints. Once they're selected, we can add an action, which in this case will be to start recording video as the drone flies around the lake. Now that all my settings are dialed in, I can go back to the flight settings. From here, we're ready to export the mission and transfer it to the DJI RC2 controller. Click on the export icon, and you'll see two pop-up windows. On the top left, Litchi Hub is requesting access. Go ahead and click Allow. In the center of the screen, you'll see the DJI Fly export window, and it will prompt you to install something called Litchi Hub Bridge. Now, what is the Litchi Hub Bridge? It does exactly what the name says. It bridges Litchi Hub with your controller, allowing you to send the mission you created here directly to your DJI RC controller. You can also support my videos directly from your phone. Simply swipe left, tap the Hype button, and choose your Hype points. You can also tap Thanks and select a contribution. Any support is truly appreciated. Right-click on the Litchi Hub Bridge link and open it in a new tab. This will launch the Microsoft Store application, where you can download and install the Litchi Hub Bridge on your computer. Check the box and click Open. You'll see the Microsoft Store open, and it will take you directly to the Litchi Hub Bridge application. Click Get, and this will download and install the Litchi Hub Bridge application. Once the installation is complete, click Open. Now, don't worry if it looks like nothing happened. That's normal. The app runs quietly in the background, ready to connect Litchi Hub to your controller. If you want to double-check that Litchi Hub Bridge is running, go to the bottom right corner of your Windows desktop and open the system tray. There, you should see the Litchi Bridge icon, which confirms that it's running in the background. If you click on the icon, you'll also see a menu with additional options you can use. You can now close the Microsoft Store application and return back to the Smart DJI Fly export window. You'll notice that at the bottom left corner, it now says Litchi Hub Bridge running. You'll also see that the warning to install Litchi Hub Bridge is no longer there. Now, the next step is to connect your DJI RC2 controller to your computer. But before you connect your controller, there's one very important step. You need to make sure that you have at least one waypoint mission already created and saved on your controller. The reason for this is because the Litchi Hub Bridge doesn't create a brand new mission slot. It actually replaces an existing waypoint mission on your controller with the one you created in Litchi Hub. So if you don't have any waypoint missions saved on your controller, this process will not work. Just make sure you have at least one mission saved and then you're good to go. If you've never created a mission before, I'll show you how easy it is to create a quick dummy mission. Just power on your controller and click Connect to Aircraft. Then go into Camera View and click the map on the left corner to open it. Next, click on the Waypoint icon and simply drop 2 waypoints. That's all you need to create a basic mission. After that, click on the notepad icon. You can tap the pencil icon to rename it if you want, then click Save and save again. That's it. You now have a waypoint mission saved, and you're ready to connect your controller to Litchi Hub Bridge. Let's go ahead and connect the DJI RC2 controller. Power on your controller, then plug the USB-C cable into the controller and connect the other end of the cable to your computer. Great! We are now connected to Litchi Hub Bridge, as you can see in the top right corner. Litchi Hub Bridge has successfully detected and opened all of my waypoint missions on the controller. I created multiple dummy missions, so I can choose which one I want to replace. Remember earlier when we clicked the Export button in Litchi Hub? This is the window it brought us to. Now all I have to do is select the mission I want to replace and click Overwrite. This process may take a minute or two, so just be patient and let Litchi do everything in the background. Once it's done, you'll see a notification that says Flight Overwritten, and you'll also notice that the mission now has a check mark, which confirms that it has been successfully updated. You can now click anywhere outside the window to close it. Then safely eject your controller from the computer and go ahead and close Litchi Hub. Now let's go to the controller and make sure the mission transferred correctly. Click Connect to Aircraft. Then go into Camera View. Tap on the Waypoint mission icon. Then click the notepad icon to open your saved missions. From here, select the mission you just created. For me, it's Lake 1, and there it is. Everything we set up in Litchi Hub, all the waypoints, settings, and camera behavior, has been transferred successfully to the controller. You can even switch the map to satellite view for a better look. Now all that's left to do is go out and fly the mission. Now that we're outside, we're going to test the mission and see how well it performs with all the settings and configurations we set in Litchi Hub. Start your drone props and let's get the drone up in the air so we can finally put this mission to the test. On your controller screen, click the Waypoint mission icon, then click the notepad icon and select the Litchi mission we created. Tap Next and then hit Go. And just like that, the drone is now flying to the first waypoint. You can see it climbing to the 120 feet altitude that we set, and it's already locked onto the point of interest in the center of the lake. This is actually pretty amazing to watch. Everything is working exactly as planned. Now looking at it, I probably could have used a little more altitude because it's getting a bit close to those tree branches. But still, no mistakes, no errors, just a smooth and precise waypoint mission, executed exactly how we designed it. And that's the power of this workflow. It gives you so many options for creative cinematic shots or any type of mission you want to build. And the best part? All of this was done with no subscriptions and no expensive apps. And we just proved it works right here. Once the mission is complete, the drone will automatically return to home, just like we configured it. Also remember, you can take this even further by dialing in your camera settings and using ND filters to get those smooth, cinematic shots with your drone. For this tutorial, I kept everything simple and recorded in a RAW format just to show you how all these settings work with the DJI Mini 5 Pro. But once you're comfortable with this workflow, that's when you can really start pushing your footage to the next level. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. And go ahead and watch one of these 2 videos next, so you can continue learning and growing in this field.